The Nagas are a Mongolite people belonging to many different tribes, all speaking Tibeto-Burman languages. For the head-hunting Nagas, to be a great warrior was every boy's dream, as this enhanced his social standing and also improved his prospects of finding a bride. So when the Second World War reached their lands, many of them joined the British Indian Army. Often referred to as the Battle of the Tennis Court, the Battle of Kohima stopped the Japanese war machines and turned the tide of the war. As war reached them, the vast majority of the Nagas decided to help their friend Deputy Commissioner C.R. Pose. In the words of a Naga elder,
their friends became their war, so naturally helped their friends.
All sections of the population rose to help, regardless of whether they were soldiers or not. They provided labor, gathered intelligence, became stretcher bearers, scouts, levies, soldiers, rescuers, etc. Below are stories of some Nagas who took part in the war. Sergeant Sobeho Nino joined the 1st Battalion Assam Regiment and commanded a 3-inch mortar unit fighting at Jasami in the Somra tracks. He was wounded but recovered and later took part in the assault on Bulibatse in Kohima. He went on to fight in Burma and returned only after August 1947. Subedar Imtisang Ao played a crucial role in the fight for the Kohima Ridge and elsewhere. He received several field promotions and also won the military medal. Naik Saishe Su joined the 1st Battalion Assam Regiment with 7 of his friends in 1943 and fought in Burma. All his friends were killed. He was lucky to return alive. Sepoy Kaku King of 1st Battalion Assam Regiment took part in the counterattack on Kohima. He fought at various places in Kohima as well as in Burma. He remembers undertaking long marches by night while hiding during the day. Sergeant Lima Yangarao joined the 1st Battalion Assam Regiment in 1941 and commanded a fleet of 75 trucks in Dimapur area, supplying armaments and rations. Messi Zole Angami was the head Tubashi, or interpreter, to Deputy Commissioner Bause and stayed with him all the time, including 14 days inside a bunker, unable to come out. Sarai Tseha Elive searched for and rescued a British pilot whose plane had crashed in the forest near the Burmese border. Sepoy Salizu Angami of 1st Assam Regiment fought at Jasami and later at Kohima, where he was killed. His is the only Naga name at the Kohima War Cemetery. Sergeant Zavise Vihenyo, a signal instructor, arrived in Kohima as part of their reinforcement. He said because the Nagas were reporting every movement of the Japanese to the British, it became impossible for the Japanese to fight back. Because of this, the Japanese could not cross Kohima and had to go back. Vikeyen Naki took part in cutting the Burma Road from Balel to Salween River. Later he became interpreter to Eric Lampert, the intelligence chief who took administrative charge when Deputy Commissioner Bause was besieged inside his bunker. When the British 2nd Division moved its forward headquarters to Jotsoma, Vikeyen became interpreter to Major General Grover as well. In 2014, during the 70th anniversary of the Battle of Kohima, the Jotsoma people built a memorial to honor General Grover and his men at the site of his wartime forward headquarters. It was inaugurated by Brigadier Greville Bepe and attended by Celia Grover, daughter-in-law of Major General Grover. In the Battle of Kohima and Burma Campaign, Nagas won at least 66 gallantry awards as per findings till today. Most Nagas had lost their medals in the conflicts that followed British departure. The Royal Commonwealth Ex-Services League RCEL procured replica medals, and these were restored to the descendants of the Naga veterans in April 2019 during the commemoration of the 75th anniversary of the Battle of Kohima. Some descendants of British veterans also attended the function. In 2017, the Secretary General of the RCEL, Christopher Warren, visited Nagaland and met with the surviving Naga veterans in Dimapur, Kohima and some interior villages. Since then, the RCEL has provided some financial assistance to the surviving veterans and their widows from time to time. Earlier in 2004, veterans of the British 2nd Division during the last reunion had established the Kohima Educational Trust, or the KET, to assist with the education of the descendants of their Naga allies. This idea of a charitable trust to assist Naga students was initiated by Cotton Graham MC, who had fought in the Battle of Kohima and had always felt deeply grateful for the help and assistance given to the British by the Nagas.
And that turned our thoughts to the Nagas, who had been our steadfast and indispensable allies during the battle.
A student scholarship is the flagship program of the KET. 75 years after the Battle of Kohima, today 14 Naga veterans survive, all in the 90s or past 100 years. Their comrades are all gone. During the 75th anniversary commemoration of the Battle of Kohima, April 2019, Naik Saishe Su laid a wreath at the Kohima War Cemetery to honor the Naga soldiers who died in the Second World War. The surviving Naga veterans have been fortunate through the RCEL and the KET initiatives to rekindle and renew the Naga-British friendship, which they forged in the fires of the Battle of Kohima, and to open the way forward for future Naga generations before they all passed on.